Good morning, everybody. Hope you all are doing well today. I want to go over quickly the syllabi as well as the As You Learn page for social media strategies in the fall for 2021. Welcome to this course. I'm glad to have y'all and glad to be working with y'all for the next 16 weeks, talking about social media and talking about some of the areas that might not be well known within social media, looking at new trends, that sort of thing. So, like I said, this will be a pretty quick class. I just want to run over the syllabi as well as a little As You Learn and a little bit about myself because I'm always kind of big into learning about you, and I'm I'm kind of one for small talk a little bit. So, if there's anything in terms of places that interest you, that I can, bring in my own expertise on something. I always like to talk about those kind of things. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So this is social media strategies. This will be an online course, asynchronous. So I'm not going to be doing any live Zoom meetings, but happy to answer any questions that you have. As you can see, this is my email, daniel.es@appstate.edu. Feel free to contact me pretty much whenever you need, but I do have some semblance of a sleep schedule. So if I don't respond right away, do do be patient. I'm usually kind of in a 24-hour window, but usually I have my email pretty close to me for the most part. So again, if it comes in at 10 o'clock at night, expect maybe a response in the morning. So again, though, Daniel ES at appstate.edu. There is somebody that has Daniel SB. I'm not sure who that person is, but apparently they've gotten some of my emails before. But my name is Dr. Emery Stephen Daniel. You can call me Dr. Daniel. That is my preferred title to be called here, but Emery is fine, Stephen is fine. Usually if it's nothing derogatory, I will respond to it. So those are kind of the areas of where where you can reach me. Office hours are Monday through Thursday. If you want to schedule a Zoom conversation with me, if something doesn't make sense, please feel free to do so. So you can see here the course description and course objectives that we're going to be working with in social media. And the idea behind any of my classes is going to be the idea of being able to show your employer something that you've worked on. So these will be projects of working with social media and improving an organization's social media in one way or the other. So, like I said, I like to be able to show some tangible evidence of learning objectives of what you've done in this class to show to people. So there is the required text of Kim in 2016. I'm going to be posting most of those chapters to As You Learn. So you really don't need to worry about getting that. If you can't get it in the rental. If nothing else, I'll be posting the first few chapters right away. And the reason I bring this up is because I know that some people have some issues with trying to get trying to get the book from the store right away. You can see what the class assignment and participation look like. So participation, smart plan, reading presentation, social media analysis, and service project. Not a whole lot of grades here. And the main thing that I'm going to request from everybody is to kind of stay on the ball with everything here. Be on the lookout for assignments when they are due. And, just be thinking about what the next step is. So the first step for any of this is trying to think about a brand that you would like to represent through their social media. This doesn't necessarily have to be that you post for them, but it's the idea of what would a post look like for the service project. So you can see right here of what we'll be doing here. So again, this will just be kind of going throughout this semester. And while there are a few grades, I do take them very seriously. And I will just ask that, again, pay attention and you should be fine in terms of turning everything in. You can see participation. I won't go over that. Make sure that within academic integrity, you do not cheat or plagiarize or that sort of thing. Anything with disabilities or religious observations, please just contact me early. I generally don't do tests in this class, So, but if you need some extra time on something, or you have a disability that you need to reach out to me, I want to make sure that I am very accommodating for that. So, but just contact me as soon as possible with the ODS request, and I can get things moving and make sure that you are accommodated for. Like I said, this will be pretty simple. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be posting lectures throughout the course of the week. I will usually say it will be around 3 to 4 lectures per week. Lectures will last about anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. I try to keep them brief, but usually I'll go on tangents and there's things that I want to talk about. But the idea behind any of these is to be talking about some of the things that we've known about social media, some of the things that are new in social media, looking into things like analytics, looking into things like virtual events, law, that sort of thing. Influencers are a big thing now. And these are all areas that I just want people to kind of get into the know and understand some of what's going on in social media, how to utilize it effectively. I've got some good friends of mine that might be able to come in and guest lecture from time to time to be a talk about their experiences, and they are very invaluable. I've enjoyed listening to them quite a lot when it comes to their expertise and talking about the things that have worked for them, that haven't worked for them, people that have contacted them, that sort of thing. So again, this is a good learning experience to be able to talk about social media and use it effectively. Now, I will mention, because this is an online class, and that a lot of people might be either in the Boone area or West Jefferson, Hickory, Lenoir, that kind of thing. There is the concept that I've heard from, people that have talked about this, that said, I don't use social media that often. I don't want to be on social media. My customers aren't on social media. And I'd encourage you to keep an open mind with some of this stuff. And let's talk through some of this stuff, because some of it will seem a little unique. But the biggest thing is I want to be able to accommodate in such a way that's going to respect the audience that you're targeting. So it may be that your demographic that you're using is, for the client that you'll be choosing, is going to be someone that doesn't use social media all that often. And that's totally fine. That's not going to be a huge concern. The main thing that I want to be able to talk to y'all about is to, again, how to use it effectively, and do so in such a way that when it comes to things like media planning and analytics, that you're saving money and you're getting the most bang for your buck in terms of advertising. Can't tell you how many people still use Yellow Pages, and while there are people that still use Yellow Pages, you can save so much more money if you try to stand out in different ways. So anyway, we'll talk about that as we go through the course. So that's the basis of it. You can see the syllabi. Pull this. Oh, come on now. There we go. On the social media strategies as you learn page. So that's right here. The syllabi for Com 3317. I don't know why. It's early in the morning for me to be kind of stammering to get through this. In addition, I have an about you that I'm curious about. If you would like to do this week, I would really appreciate it. And this is the kind of thing that I'm really curious about. Things like your name, where you're from, hobbies, interests of yours, basically to get a basis of this course and see what you are interested in, what you would like to work on, that sort of thing. And then I'd like to put in a Google Drive, not only for turning things in, but for sharing up-to-date information that's kind of coming out. I'm a big fan of websites like TechCrunch that adds social media content pretty much daily. And it's good material. So anytime I see something like that, I will make sure that I post that. I'm kind of a person that loves to be able to talk about that. So make sure to participate in the discussion board. I see that somebody already has, and thank you for doing that. I also have the About Me, as well as some readings to start us off. What I'll say about the readings is kind of do them at your own pace. I will usually say around by Friday, if you can read those for discussion purposes. I'll be posting discussion boards every now and again. So, you can keep up and make sure that you're understanding the information as it's being presented in the course. So, like I said, I think the biggest thing that I can mention is I will be first and foremost posting a email pretty much every week to say, this is what you can be expecting. But I would recommend checking the As You Learn daily just in case something comes up. So just keep that in mind. Last thing I want to share is just a bit about myself. For those who haven't taken a class of mine before, if it wants to, my computer's kind of going a little slow today. There we go. There's myself. This is at PAX West in Seattle. I got to ride the Cloud Strife bike, which was made of foam and very, very fragile. But it was pretty cool to be able to sit on what is probably the coolest picture I've ever had. So anyway, my qualifications are as thus. I was let me zoom in on that a little bit. I was a BS in advertising here at Appalachian State in advertising. Graduated, went to Virginia Tech, got an MA in communication, doing campaign and political communication, and then got a PhD from North Dakota State University. I was an NSAC co-coach for quite a period of time at North Dakota State and App State. Sales representative at Rosignol, sales analyst. I've worked in journalism. I've been a social media director and that sort of thing. So, I've kind of done my fair share of things to put myself in a position to really be known within this. I do a lot of work within streaming as well as posting weekly and keeping track of schedules for a nonprofit that I help run. So it's a lot of fun, but it is a lot of work, and I'm going to be sharing some of those experiences and talking about some of the other experiences with, again, professionals that I have met through that. But I'm big into things like social media influencing, streaming, computer mediated communication, that all have to deal with this class. And it is a specialty of mine. It's something that I love to do. I talk to streamers daily about their experiences and learned a lot of really interesting and cool things. So really excited to share those with you. And with that, I travel all over the country talking about these. These are all at PAX or South by Southwest, which all of these are really fun and really cool. Broadcasted on Twitch, in front of thousands of people in person as well as online. Again, these are a lot of fun to do. I hope one of these days I'll be able to do them again. Those are some of the things that I've always done, and I always talk to streamers while I'm there. I was born and raised in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Again, went to Boone, but for college. But yeah, that's where I'm from. If anybody asks, I'm usually just say I'm from Raleigh, though. This is my better half, Melissa Daniel. She is the administrative assistant here at the department. So you will probably talk to her at some point in your career here at Appalachian State. So make sure to be nice to her. She is a wonderful human being and very, very diligent. She runs this department. Make no mistake about it. She's the one that's keeps everything in line. So again, Melissa Daniel, she is an amazing person. These are our third children, Torbjorn, that we just call Bjorn, and Nella. I need to get some newer pictures. They look young. They're like young whippersnappers in this one. They're much older now, but they are good dogs. We love them very much, and getting the rare photo of Bjorn sitting on a chair now. But it's good to be home. I love traveling. I love hiking. I love skiing. I love being outdoors. But typically it's stats and good beer. Being in North Carolina, especially in this area, makes for a good opportunity to drink good beer because there's a lot of great breweries around here and a lot of fun things to do in that capacity. But I love stats. I love Excel. I love being able to look at analytics. So I'm a good person to talk to when it comes to social media analytics and that sort of thing, because I love looking through numbers and seeing what they mean. Love sports. Always a big fan of college football. Your App States, Virginia Tech, NDSU. But I'm also a big Bills fan. My wife is from Buffalo. So I get kind of an array of teams that are good versus teams that are bad. It's like I'm a huge West Ham United supporter. We're actually, well, to be determined. The season just started, but we were pretty good last year. Pirates, not so much. They're pretty terrible. So yeah, I mean, I've got my array of really good teams and really awful teams, and kind of everywhere in between. Last thing, love entertainment media. So if it's the kind of thing that you want to talk about within social media, this is the kind of thing that I do a lot of. This is where all my research is. I still put Game of Thrones in here. Some people have told me to take it down, but I'm like, one bad season did not ruin the whole show for me. I still thought it was a good show, but love video games, love anime, love British humor. So these are all kind of things that really speak to me personally, but I want to hear from y'all. So make sure that when you are going on your As You Learn, you see the About You section. Fill it out. Make sure that you let me know a little bit about yourself. I will read through every one of these, even if I don't reply per se. But definitely really curious and be specific. Excuse me. Wow. I know there will be some people that will, claim it's like, I love anime, and I'm like, that's wonderful. What kind? So I'd love to be able to participate with that. So anyway, again, look through the syllabi, look through your As You Learn. And again, try to check it daily. Go through the readings to start off with. That's always a good thing to get going with the Kim and Quisenberry readings. They're a good thing to be talking about within organizations and social media. So that's all for today. I'm running a little over than I wanted to. I typically do. But thank you all for joining me today. And I will speak with you all next week about the Kim reading. So you'll have a wonderful day. And talk to you tomorrow.